Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the review. Today we're going to talk about the Mythic Legion's All-Stars Wave 3, Zazar. So this evil dude, and I can say that with much confirmation, the guy is evil. He was so evil that upon being summoned, he had to split himself into two to dedicate his evil to two different parts. And he despised that because the summoning, I don't know if it went wrong. I don't know if Poxus was like, yo, like, I'm just going to be evil for evil's sake and make you more evil by parting you into separate parts of evil. I don't know. But the point that I'm making is it's a pretty cool story to know that you're so evil you had to be separated into two different entities, which is dope as hell. But again, let's talk about this crazy blue guy right now. Demon sorcerer, all that good jazz. And it's just cool because in the fantasy realm, you know, these are cool kind of backstories. Would I ever want to be a part of that? Hell no. Don't ever send me to that kind of world. Not with things like that. But here you have it. You know what I mean? So this guy looks pretty cool. His paint job is immaculate. He shares the 1.0 body. The hints of blue and the tints of darker blue, like the sea blue here, really pop out and stand out to me. But what's really unique is the fact that outside of the hooves, I really like this tattoo design upon the head and the upper body. And it's crazy because I won't say I wasn't into these guys. These guys weren't even on my radar because originally he came out, I believe, in the first wave. So it wasn't until I sat down and really scoured through the Source Horseman website and was like, yo, these guys are dope. And then I looked them up and it was like really expensive. And I was like, nah. So I had a chance to get them in the All-Stars Wave 3 and I did. And these guys are fantastic, just like all the other 1.0s. And again, customizing is hella fun, especially if you want to go nuts with this. Because if you want, you can swap his armor color out with that of Tauren's, and Tauren can have a nice black and purple combination, and he can have a blue on blue combination. So that's delicious. So anyway, articulation wise, and what's really cool about it is the top is actually a little softer, so that way you don't have to worry about breaking it if it falls, because that's one thing I definitely worried about. Also, the eye color really pops out. Now, popping our head, as you can see here, we can actually look up pretty decently with this guy, which is pretty dope. You can't look down, flat face and all that right underneath, but you can turn side to side, but no tilting. Well, actually, you get a little bit of tilting, but not too much. So you get the basis of that. As we rotate our arm up, one thing I was worried about on whether or not this would actually, paint job wise, would scrape. And it's looking like it's not, because I've been testing this for a bit. So no paint job scrape so far. And he can actually hit the T-pose without that shoulder armor, which is pretty cool. No bicep swivel, but we can actually turn our arms. We can rotate them in. We have a singular joint here, like all 1.0 bodies. The forearm armor swivels. And we have a horizontal joint. Not a vertical, horizontal. And as far as we have our Street Fighter-like ab articulation, which kind of just gets on that rotation. What's really a bit of a bummer though is because I like to use the articulation, I tend to scrape my bodies up by going in too far. So please be careful of that, guys. Don't be like me, or be like me, because I really don't care. I like to have fun. So it's gonna depend on how you want to go about it. But me personally, it doesn't bother me because I plan on having fun with them. Our legs can spread all the way out to the point where we can literally be a ballerina or do some sort of busset challenge. So it's really up to you. The skirt is soft plastic and it's also removable because it's swappable. There is a thigh swivel underneath here. Make sure you can see that. We have our single jointed armor. Unlike the meatless men though, because there's so much muscle definition here, when you fold it, you will only get that single joint, but you do get excellent ankle pivot on these guys. So let's see if we can hit a few poses to kind of show off what we got going on. So Zazar can hit a walking stance without too much of an issue here. Let's see if he can stand under his own weight. Yes, he can. So we don't have too much of an issue there. When doing any sort of magical thing, let's see about our arms looking forward. We can. So you can also have the test of might as well too. And by test of might, you know what I'm talking about. That wrestling move, wrestlers kind of square up and touch hands. Technically, he can do that. As well as just looking overall cool. We have a lot of nice fun. But yeah, accessory wise though, This is where it gets a little fun because he doesn't come with a lot, but he comes with stuff that I feel like outside of being a sorcerer, it's pretty okay, because we don't have that magical effect thing going on Mythic Legions just yet, but you can use Marvel Legends effects, you can use Doctor Strange effects, you can use the SH Figuarts Doctor Strange effects, and you can kind of do cool stuff that way with it. That's a good workaround. But let's say if you don't want to do that, his nice weapon set will be a nice change for you. So you will get a short sword. His has a gold hilt, which I didn't expect. I expected something like an orange hilt, but a nice gold hilt. You're going to get a bandolier. You're going to get a knife. You will get a nice long spear. Now the spear I expected, but the swords I did not. But I'm guessing in the world of Mythos, you have to be ready to throw hands at all times with your weapons. So be careful. And then you'll get nice shoulder armor. I actually prefer him without the shoulder armor, but let's get a nice look and see what it looks like with the shoulder armor. So here we have it. Actually, this is a pretty good look too. Damn, I played myself. This is actually a cool look too. I really did play myself here. This is a really cool look. I think I would just look at him too long without the armor, because with the armor, he actually looks really cool. So this is nice. Wow. I like where this is going. Now, because these are hooves, I'm having a little bit of a trouble standing him up. But once I've balanced it out, I'm pretty good. I did have a little bit of trouble standing him just now, but the joints are good enough. I just got to find that right, good, sweet spot. So I just got to be aware of that. Real quick, though, going to take a small break, get these guys together. We can compare some legions to some legions and do some comparison with some other lines. So let's get to it. All right, guys, size comparison time. This is where it gets really fun. Let's mix and match some stuff. Let's do this. First and foremost, let's get some other Mythic Legions in the house. I believe I have this guy. Let's put him in there first because he's obviously larger, but I want to make sure you guys see that. Then we have Dorina, which I have yet to review, and I've been meaning to get around to it, but I've been all over the place, y'all, to be honest. So you see on her 2.0 female body, a little bit shorter, but again, I like how that is. Also, he has hooves, so that makes him a little bit taller. Here we are with a normal 1.0 body. Has a custom head, but still a normal body. And as you can see here, mostly around the same size. Just because I want to throw him in there, here is Marvel Legends Loki. I just feel like he fits in with these guys, doing that whole fantasy run. And I really like how these guys look together. Let's ever so gently just move it over. A little bit of nudge. One thing I do believe really fits in, and I'm going to move these guys aside, is Hellboy. Both 1000 Toys version and the movie version really kind of fit in here, fit into that lore, which is also pretty fun for me because I like to mix and match this kind of stuff, and it really works out. So here's 1000 Toys Hellboy, looking really cool. It's a little bit smaller, but I do believe it works out. Get a little bit more light on here. Here's the Mezco Toys Hellboy. And if you see these guys fighting each other, I just think that it looked pretty cool because one is bigger, one is smaller, but either way, it just looks good. Can't go wrong with a good Hellboy toy. Next up, we have SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Kuga, which has no place here, but if you picture him as like a monster of the week, if you want to put him in there, I really don't see how you can go wrong with this. It looks pretty fun. Here we have a G.I. Joe Storm Shadow, who's been modified to have some extra articulation, but it makes him a little bit more wobbly. Just for Mezco size, here is Mezco Ichigo on a Ronin Logan body. So here we have, good boy, good boy. And you can see he's squared up just pretty well. Looks really good next to Legions. Next up, let's do a Storm Collectibles Scorpion. And Scorpion seems like he kind of just fits in everywhere. Not too big, not too small, but just big enough for stuff. Let's move Kuga and Storm Shadow so we can fit in a Lightning Collection Gold Ranger. I've been revisiting this guy a lot lately. I've had him out on the shelf for a bit. Really need to revisit some photos because Alfonso repainted mine. And it's been pretty cool. So here we have that. Next up, we're going to throw our favorite Scrapper in there. And that's your boy Doc Nocturnal. He fights things that goes bump in the night, magical or not. So I feel like he gets a nice little round here. Caught you. And just for giggles, let's throw in Nosferatu. Yeah, I think we have a nice little run. Oh, just in case you like to do Star Wars stuff, because this kind of stuff fits in, here's an SHF Mando. This doesn't really gauge a lot, but Mando's a little smaller. But I do like the way he is. And because they're both blue, let's throw in your boy the Plunderling. He can help out Zazar. So yeah, you have a nice little bit of range here. I hope that you guys have been really enjoying the videos. It's been fun to kind of get them out when I can. It's been a little tough lately, but yeah, it's fun to get them out. I hope that you guys are watching, liking, subscribing, doing all that good jazz, because I'm trying to get to 100K, and it's tough. And I hate to ask you guys, but it's the very least that I can do. So thank you in advance, you know, because I know you're actually trying. So I appreciate it. And as always, please, guys, be good, do good, drink your water. Later.